Inequitable royalty distribution, corporate greed, and systematic flaws. What creators need to know. Explore how corporate greed and systemic issues distort royalty distribution, leaving creators with unfair shares and a flawed system in place. Inequitable royalty distribution, when corporate greed and systematic flaws collide. Hey, have you ever thought about how royalties are supposed to work? You know, when someone creates something, an invention, a piece of art, a song, and then they get paid every time it's used or sold. At least that's the ideal. But man, things get messy fast when corporate interests and systematic flaws get involved. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're an inventor or an artist who finally gets a chance to license your work. You expect to get a fair share of the profits because, well, it's your creation. But then, as the money starts rolling in, you realize your cut feels like pocket change compared to what's getting funneled into the pockets of corporations and middlemen. This isn't just bad luck or a one-off. It's a widespread problem built into how royalties get distributed. What happens is pretty widespread. Companies and organizations often set up their contracts and payout structures in ways that heavily favor themselves. This means that even when a creator's work is wildly successful, the lion's share of profits gets absorbed by the corporate hierarchy, rather than making its way back to the original talent. This isn't just about unfair contracts either. It's embedded in a system that's skewed by power imbalances that favor those who hold the purse strings. Opaque contracts. The fine print is usually dense and confusing, making it easy for companies to slip in clauses that reduce what creators actually receive. Middlemen taking their cut. Agents, distributors, publishers, and others all get paid before the creator sees a dime. Lack of transparency. Creators often don't get clear reports about where revenue is coming from and how their share is calculated. And then you layer on untouchable corporate greed, these giant companies chasing maximum pharmaceutical profits or entertainment revenues, which in turn puts pressure on creators to sign deals that radically undervalue their contributions. The system perpetuates itself, letting wealth accumulate at the top, while those who actually come up with the ideas get scraps in comparison. It's unfortunately not unlike how some shady narratives operate in the broader world. For example, you sometimes hear about government conspiracy theories or untrue allegations being circulated to distract or confuse us about where the real issues lie. It's a tactic that echoes in the corporate space too, keeping creators confused or overwhelmed so they don't push back against unfair payment structures. But this problem isn't only about corporations being greedy or contracts being unfair. There are fundamental systematic flaws that make the whole royalty ecosystem so vulnerable. The lack of standardization across industries, outdated laws that don't protect creators adequately, and the absence of robust enforcement mechanisms all combine to uphold a system that benefits the few and sidelines the many. So what can change this? Honestly, it's going to take greater transparency and royalty reporting to make sure creators understand exactly what they're owed. Updated laws that protect creators' rights in the digital age. More awareness and education for creators on how to negotiate fair contracts. Technology platforms that empower direct creator-to-consumer transactions, bypassing unfair middlemen. It's a tall order, but one that's crucial if we want a future where creativity is genuinely rewarded. Without change, you keep the status quo. Corporations rake in huge profits while the original creators barely scratch the surface. On a lighter note, if you're interested in stories about power struggles, high stakes, and the murky worlds where greed and justice collide, you should definitely check out The Ultimate Frame. It's a thrilling novel by Andrew M. Semple that really captures the tension and drama of these kinds of battles, but in a way that's engaging and entertaining. Discover this thrilling novel by Andrew M. Semple today. Learn how a gripping story can unfold when characters fight for truth and fairness amidst corporate intrigue. It's a perfect reminder of why we need to keep pushing for a fairer system. All right, that's enough for today. Thanks for hanging out and talking this through with me. Next time you hear about a blockbuster invention or hit song, just think about the complicated journey behind the scenes and who's really cashing in.